All right, welcome back to another episode of Hill Country Homegirls. I'm Kourtni.
And I'm Steph.
What are we talking about today, Steph?
We are talking about, our episode is called Texas Sun.
Okay,
Summers in the Texas Hill Country.
I can work with that.
So we are going to talk about all the things that there are to do in the summer over here, different seasonal activities, as well as just our favorite things to do that technically you could probably do anytime, but are best done in the summer.
Yes, I have a lot already in my mind.
What are your favorites that come to mind first? Not like when you're digging deep, but when you, just your first things you think of.
Summer, where we are, is being on the lake
Yeah.
all the time. But there's a lot of things like niched towards, to send your kids to or to do as a family. So we have a lot of things around here, which is great.
Yeah, I think that the lake is a good place to start anyway, since we have several.
Yes.
So let's just kick it off there. Start at whatever lake you want.
So my favorite thing summertime on the water is event-wise would be Aqua Boom in Kingsland. It's a big 4th of July festival. Usually goes on for a couple days. There's a parade. We have a massive fireworks show. Usually the highways lined with people. You can have your boats in the water so you can lay on your boat and watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I've done it since I was 5 years old. It's always my favorite thing to do.
Those make for the best memories too, the fireworks on the lake.
They do.
Yeah, 100%. And then you're just in there and you make bonds with all the other people that are on the lake that day. You have your little group that just happens to be around you.
Yes. So I grew up in Kingsland, so I used to do, every year we would always do the parade. I was usually always in the parade because they have a kids parade too.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad taking our lawnmower and putting PVC pipe around it and laying the pretty colorful sheets so it looked like I was a parade float.
That's awesome.
And after fireworks at night, we always had our pontoon boat out. And I always remember how long it took us to get our boat out of the water because we didn't have a boat dock. We lived right across the street from the water. So we had to take our boat out. And just the line getting out at the boat ramp, it took forever. But we always had fun.
Yeah, the end of the night you remember when you're little because you're all tired and everything.
So tired, just ready to get off the water.
After an amazing day at the lake.
Exactly, because the sun wears you out.
Yeah, absolutely. There are there's some cool things happening in Horseshoe Bay also.
Yes.
On Lake, well, I guess it's Lake Marble Falls that it would be
It's
called.
LBJ.
Like LBJ too. Yeah.
LBJ's massive.
Yeah.
So you're on LBJ in Sunrise Beach, Kingsland, Granite Shoals, Horseshoe Bay, and then a little bit of Marble Falls. You're still in.
Yeah, a little
Lake
bit,
LBJ.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But they have some cool events out there. I know in August they have a beer festival happening.
Beer
over
by the
there.
Bay.
Yeah, Beer by the Bay. So that'll be a cool one. And it's right on the lake. Pretty much anything that you do is on the lake in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. A lot of these events are tailored to be on the water, right by the water. So.
Yeah, and there's some really cool spots that if you haven't been to the area that you'll want to check out that are just iconic. So one of them is Hamilton Pool Preserve.
Oh yeah, that is such a cool place.
Yes, so it has a 50-foot waterfall. It's a natural swimming hole. It does change when swimming is available. Right now it's actually not, but you can still hike out there. Another really cool one that's just absolutely gorgeous and looks like a scene out of a fairy tale is Blue Hole Regional Park in Wimberley. Have you been out there?
I have, yes.
Yes, so that one is super cool. That one's open now. It's basically picture all of these really, really tall trees and a river running through it, and you feel like you're in complete shade, like in the forest, and you're floating through the river. It is a really magical area, little spot, and it's also well known. Jacob's Well is another one, but I don't think that it's open right now.
I don't think it is either. We've had, kind of a stint of a drought, so the water's gotten so low. It is not accessible to swim in, but you can still go look at it. It's still pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like even, there's just water. There's a lot of water things to do. So if you don't want to do lake stuff, you can always go down to San Marcos or New Braunfels and float the river.
Yeah.
So you can float the San Marcos River, or you can go into New Braunfels and float the Guadalupe River. That's always fun. It's always a blast. It's like 8 hours long. You're just floating and making friends with all these different people on the water. It's a good time.
Yeah, 100%. That is something that we tend to bring up a lot, and that's just because it is an iconic hill country activity.
Yes.
Tubing on the various rivers. The Frio's a great one too.
The Frio, yeah, it's a little bit of a drive to get down to like the Lakey area, or Concan, like down that way. But floating the Frio is another one. It is beautiful down there.
Yeah. Another great thing in the summer is summer winery tours.
Oh yeah.
100%. You could take a day, you could take a weekend. If you want to make a weekend out of it, I would suggest going to Fredericksburg.
Yep. Always Fredericksburg for the wines.
Yeah, and Fredericksburg in the summer is extra special. A lot of the places outside, they actually have like the Mister fans and everything. And there's lots of indoor access to AC in those wineries. I mean, they have gorgeous indoor areas.
They do, yeah.
You could easily be out there in the heat during the summer at these wineries and still be able to keep cool as well and have a really, really good time.
Yeah.
A lot of the best food is out there because they have some really inventive options. So you can make a super fancy weekend or night out of Fredericksburg in the summer for sure.
And live music. Live music is
yes.
huge in the spring and summer in this area.
Yes, pretty much every single town. So Marble Falls does live music at one of their parks. And then in Jonestown, they have Lucky Rabbit. That's a local bar here. They have a lot of different artists come on during they do it all year, but it's just like a summer vibe situation,
right.
Going out and listening to live music, having drinks, having food.
Burnett has Jackson Street Jams, so they'll have it set up on the square and they have live music and they bring in some pretty good names too, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I know in Bertram, the Globe, they have their own kind of mini series that they do, like mini summer series where they do live music there. The Globe is an old theater in Bertram. You wouldn't think Bertram would have a theater because it's kind of small, but it has a really old theater. They do that, and then also in the summertime they do movies, like kids movies.
Yeah.
So they'll have like a whole long list of all these different movies they play, and they're like good old school Disney movies or
That's awesome.
kid movies, and it's just a fun thing because sometimes it's just too hot to even be out on the boat, or maybe you're just done being out. Maybe you're sunburnt.
Yeah,
and you need to be inside. So you can take the kids to the Globe. It's just a fun outing to do that's close to home.
100%. And the Globe is really, really cute. The first time I saw it, I was fascinated. I wanted to take pictures of it. It looks like something you'd see on a movie set, like one of those really pretty outdoor areas that, like
the
how
old
facade
school
looks.
marquees.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So that's cool that they do that. Another option that would keep you cool and is still on the same thread of live music is going to Cave Without a Name.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a cave around here that they often do these candlelight concert series at.
So cool.
Yeah, and usually it's classical music. They've done some other music there as well. I definitely want to get tickets to go out and see one of those soon. But that is quite a unique and awesome experience. If you look it up, I mean, people take videos of them, and it's pretty stunning to see.
It is cool. I haven't been. I've always heard about it, but I've never been there.
I know. I want to go just so I can actually experience the acoustics of the cave and hear it. I'm a big music fan, so
I think
would
that'd just
love
be
that.
such a neat experience.
Yeah, 100%. So caves in general, I mean, when you get hot, we also have Longhorn Cavern.
That's in between Marble Falls and Burnett on Park Road 4. That's been around for a long time. I remember in elementary school, that was always like a place that one of the classes went for field trips.
Yeah.
And I take my daughter there still too, because it's just a fun thing to do and go in and see all the formations and all the thousands and thousands of years it took to make something that's like this big.
I know, it's fascinating. And they have their regular walking tours, and then they also have like a blacklight tour as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can do that. There's one in Georgetown, Inner Space Caverns. That's a big one, and it's right off of I-35. And once you're down in the cave, I mean, you're walking for a minute, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're on the other side of I-35 now. So you're like walking under 35, which is just so bizarre to even think about, that there's a major highway going over you.
Yeah.
But you can do, you can go on special tours where you have to wear like a helmet and everything because you're on your hands and knees crawling.
Spelunking, full-on spelunking.
I would love to do that.
I went on like a spelunking rabbit hole on TikTok recently, and I don't know why I did that to myself because I feel horrified.
I'm not even kidding. I did that 2 weeks ago, and it gives me such anxiety because
there must have been something trending.
there's something because they go through these holes and they're like, okay, give me a push because I think I'm kind of stuck. Like, absolutely not.
But then there's that part of me that wants to do it.
Right? Because then it opens up in these big rooms and you're like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. I almost died to get here, but look how pretty it is.
Yeah, like the urge for me to want to go bungee jumping, want to go like cliff diving and do all of these things that I'm fully not physically equipped for.
It's so fun to watch other people do it.
But like I want to do them.
Yeah.
But if you're adventurous, there are lots of other adventurous things you can do out here. I mean,
there's a zip line across Lake Travis too.
I was going to say there's lots of different zip lining things. There's skydiving opportunities out here for sure at lots of gorgeous different locations. Yeah, so there's always thrill seeker things in the hill country just because of the terrain that we have.
Right. Spider Mountain is another one. I know we've talked about Spider Mountain before too. It is a mountain biking place, and you take like a ski lift up to the top and then ride down. I know in the summertime it's going to be a little hot, but it's very shaded. Just take lots of water. But that's always a fun thrill-seeking thing to do.
100%. And then another thrill-seeking for experienced hikers is getting to the Narrows.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so the Narrows is a really iconic site where you have this narrow path between these rock formations and water running through it. It is very tumultuous to get to. You have to be pretty experienced from what I understand. I haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know if I am experienced enough, and I actually am a hiker, a low level and very clumsy one that falls a lot. Like last time we went on a long hiking trip, I think I was the only person to fall at all, like to take a hard fall, and I fell twice, like hard.
Not
twice.
Even once, twice.
Yeah. I just get right back up. I'm like, we're here, baby.
Right.
We're gonna go
We're
see
gonna
some
do it.
things.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a lot of hiking trails. There's Balcones Canyonlands. It's off 1174.
I love that one. We do that one a lot.
Right outside of Bertram. That's a good one to go and do. I like to do it in the evenings.
Yeah,
they close
summer
They
in the
close at sunset,
evenings.
but in the evenings, like when it's just starting to, you've got a couple hours, you can go through there. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Summer, like evenings is a good thing to bring up in general. I mean, the reality that you have in the Texas Hill Country in the summer, it is very hot during the day. And when we say hot, I mean, even if you live here, in the heat of the day in the afternoon, you are not going to want to get out and do something that's not by the water or in the water, or you are near AC. But in the evening, it lets up. And it's even nicer to be on the water. Yeah. We get gorgeous sunsets pretty much in every town, various colors depending on the day, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But we get really, really pretty ones. Something that we love to do in the evening is go fishing.
I love to go fishing.
Yeah, you're by the water. Anyway, there's so many lakes. I mean, any of our lakes around here, for the majority of them are pretty solid fishing lakes. Yeah. Various styles of fish or types of fish styles. Like
styles.
Like they're dressed up or something.
Right.
You can tell I'm not like a fisherman, but I do go out there. Mostly what I do is I just sit and
watch.
Relax and watch.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I even like go find a rock and I meditate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like near my
Let your husband fish, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh.
Lake Buchanan is a good fishing lake. A lot of striper, a lot of blue cat. there's a lot of good fish out there. There's some good-sized bass in there, too. I mean, it's a massive lake, so good variety. But I see there's a lot. We have a few striper guides that they can take you out and go to, the hot spots. They know exactly where to go out there.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, even just bank fishing, Lake Buchanan's pretty low, so you can go up to the water. You can go down into the lake bed to the water, and you can fish right from the side of the lake, which is nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that's the thing about our area. Everything goes back to the water pretty much. That's what draws most people here. The water and the hills, the wildflowers, the terrain itself, the ruggedness of things. In the summer, it's extra hot, but it's extra beautiful. Those mornings and those evenings especially are definitely magical. Morning walks in the summer, perfect.
Perfect, yes.
They're not too cold like it is during the winter. You watch the sun come up right before it gets hot, and then
you run back inside, because once the sun comes out,
yeah,
it's going to melt you.
lots of good ice cream places.
There is
during
lots
the
of good
summer,
ice cream
too.
places.
Every
That is
small
true.
town has one. Yeah.
That is true. And then people that have kids that, they live here, we have really good summer camps, like week-long, 2-week-long summer camps. Camp Longhorn's a big one. Camp Pinnell, Camp Balcony Springs. I mean, we've got some big ones.
Yeah, and they're cool. Like, the kids want to go to them. They're
Yes.
the ones like you dream of from the 90s, like the olden,
Yep.
Style.
Yes. When I was little, I would go to Camp Buckner. I don't believe they do summer camps anymore, but I always had such a blast going there. And
Yeah.
I usually had a lot of friends that went. We usually would make sure that our parents would put in there, like, please put us with this person. So we would at
Yeah.
least have our friends to, be in the same cabin with. And it's just a good time. I have a lot of friends that they were so hesitant to send their kid for like the week-long one, and then the kids come back, and like this summer they're doing a 2-week one, and
Yeah.
I don't know if my kid could do that just yet, but she's
I don't
8,
know about
but
mine
she's
either.
a Klingon, so
Yes, my 5 and 7-year-old
Yeah.
they like to be with mom and dad.
Yes.
2 weeks would be too much, but I think that, my older ones would enjoy something
And
like
another
that.
thing, they keep the kids so busy. I mean, it's morning till night activities, and all of these camps are by the water, so they are doing lake activities. They're doing
Yeah, they
all
always
sorts
have
of
that
things.
like bubble thing that they
yes,
put on
the blob, the
Yeah.
blob where kids jump off, and then there's a poor innocent kid on the end that just goes flying in the air. Yeah, but it's a good time. I think they keep them so busy. The
They
week
do.
flies by, so that's always a good one. Experiences. Do you know any good experiences? I do.
Yeah, tell me.
In Fredericksburg, there is, let me get my notes because I want to make sure that I call this right. The Preserve Elephant Experience. So
That's right.
it's about an hour and a half long, and they take you in small groups, and you can watch elephants paint. You can help give them a bath. It is such a cool experience. I haven't got to go yet. I've been kind of busy, but I really want to take my daughter there. I think that'd be such a cool thing to experience, and like, get to like bathe an elephant. Like, that's so cool.
I know, elephants are amazing.
They are. They're so smart too.
Yes.
Like, how do
and
they-
that place is like a preserve. And
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're very well cared for. You
Exactly.
can definitely tell. Let's see what else we've got. I know we've got notes out because there's just so many things that you
Yeah.
can do.
we didn't want to leave anything out for
Yes.
you guys.
I agree. Different festivals and stuff. We talked about all the concert series. I know Burnett is having a county fair. Their county fair is June 13th and 14th at the fairgrounds, so that's always a fun thing to do. Marble Falls usually has Lake Fest, but it got canceled this year,
I know.
which is so sad. So Lake Fest, they bring in people that do drag boats, and they drag boat race on Lake Marble Falls.
Mm-hmm.
It is the coolest thing to watch. I've gone to it for years growing up, but they canceled it this year. It's going to come back in 2026, which is so sad.
I know, we wanted to go to that too, like
Yeah.
to be a vendor there. But they
Yeah.
are still going to have their summer concert series.
Yes, they're still going to have
At
that.
Johnson Park.
Let's see what else we have.
And
There's
then
so
in
much.
Fredericksburg, they have the Stonewall Peach Jamboree and Rodeo.
Yes, they do.
They also have a 4th of July parade there with fireworks. Also in Horseshoe Bay that they have fireworks over Lake LBJ.
Most of the towns by the water have some sort of fireworks show. And you can get in some places and you can just see fireworks shows going on for miles and miles. It is so neat to see.
Yeah.
It is so pretty. I love fireworks, so I'm easily entertained by those.
I know, me too. And fireworks over the lake is iconic. If you live in this area, you're going to go see fireworks over some lake.
Some lake, yes.
So you're probably going to find a party or a festival. Choose your lake, choose your spot. Figure out if you want to be on boat or on land, because either one works just fine.
Yeah.
Really, you could celebrate from anywhere. But just stake out the different locations because it's going to be great no matter which one you choose,
Yeah.
which spot you choose. Another thing I really love in the summer are going to farmers markets and those kind of things. One of the best ones is in Wimberley. So Wimberley Market Days, it's on the first Saturday of each month. And it's just the cutest farmers market ever because, first of all, Wimberley downtown, we've talked about it before. It's kind of like Hallmark movie style.
It is.
Really sweet downtown with all the buildings are really nice and colorful and old. And yeah, and the market days are down in the downtown area. There's usually some entertainment as well. And you can just try a lot of really different and unique vendors.
Yeah. I know Marble Falls has a farmer's market that they do on Tuesdays. And that's going on right now. And that is in the downtown area too. They set up in front of like House of Cheese and the beer garden right there. They have a lot of good stuff. And
yeah, Market Days on Main.
yes, Market Days on Main. It's a good time. I like going to that one. And then Bertram, they try to do on Saturdays in Panther Park, which is our main little park area that's right on 29. They usually have vendors set up on Saturdays from like 9 to noon. Different people go and set up their businesses there, which is pretty cool. So that's always a fun thing. I love going to farmers markets and finding all the new goodies.
100%. The Lago Vista one is pretty much inside now because they are doing it at the Lago Vista Brewing Company, which is a really cool business. It's of course our local brewer, and they have a nice big building, really modern and cool vibes in there. So they set it up on, I think they're doing it on Sundays now, the farmers market.
Nice.
But yeah, all the small towns pretty much have something like that going on as well. So the good thing about living over here is that you don't have to just stay in your one town and just do the activities there. You can go to all these different spots and they're really easy to get to. We don't really have traffic commuting to and from these different areas. So that's one good thing. It's not like living in a big city where it takes you 30 minutes to get through 3 stoplights. So you're not going to have that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just a lot to experience in each of the different areas. And you can kind of get to check out each city throughout the summer.
Yeah. So family, like if you're looking for something to do, like the whole family to go, there's a really cool place in New Braunfels. It's called Camp Fimfo. And you can take your camper. I believe they've got cabins there too, but it's just a really good time. They have, like you would see in like Gatlinburg, like in Tennessee, like the little roller coasters that you sit on.
Yeah.
It's not like a full-fledged motorized one. It's uses gravity to pull you down and go through. Other one, we have a lot of Jellystone locations.
Yeah,
in the
I was
area.
actually thinking about sharing about those.
So Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park is just a place you can go with family. I know I'm going to the one in Kerrville this weekend, actually, for my daughter's birthday. They have a water park, not a massive one, but they've got, enough to keep the kids occupied and have fun. You can bring your camper. They have all these different cabin options. In the summer, I know they have tons of activities all week long, all weekend long, the whole summer. They have all these activities set up for kids. Like they have painting activities and just tons of different things. And we've got a lot of different locations. We've got one in Kerrville. There's a little one in Fredericksburg. There's one going towards Dallas off of 35. So those are always fun things to do if you want to go out But you can always do like Inks Lake Park. You can take your camper. You can take a tent if you want a tent camp. That's kind of it's a little toasty for that, but I mean that's fine. You can still do it. They've got power, so you can have bands. And then I always like going to Kalahari.
I know.
That's a fun
Kalahari,
one,
we
too.
do have a huge indoor water park here in Round Rock, just down the street. So.
Yes, Kalahari is massive. They have a huge indoor water park. They have parts that go outside. They have restaurants. They have bars. They have one of the biggest arcades I've ever seen in my entire life.
The arcade is super cool. Our kids spent like hours there when we took them.
Oh yeah. We had a cheerleading competition there a few weekends ago, and it was crazy. Very overstimulating. But
yeah, if you want to do something like big and resort style and
without like
totally
having to
for
go
the
all the
kids,
way to, Disney or something, that's always a fun one. And
they think it's just as fun as Disney.
Yes.
But you don't need more than like 1 or 2 days at that.
no,
Not like
absolutely
a Disney
not.
thing.
No, you don't need a whole week there. And unless you're a millionaire, it would be a lot to stay there
Yes.
for an entire week. They do run deals though from time to time, so that really does help.
Yeah.
It's so much cheaper if you just stay the night. It is cheaper for a room for 4 than it is to buy 4 daily wristbands.
Oh, wow.
So just an FYI.
There you go. There's a tip.
There's a tip,
Kourtni.
insider tip, yes. And I know if you live in Round Rock, they give like city discounts. Like if you live in the city limits of Round Rock, they'll give you a discount because you live there.
Well, let's play this game.
Okay.
And maybe it'll come.
I hope so.
To close it out. So each of our list, 3 things, your top 3, and it doesn't have to be a place. It could be a place. So like either a place, activity, or a thing to do, or just a vibe. Your top 3 Texas Hill Country summer items that you must have. I'll go first if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. My first is sunsets at the lake.
It's a good one.
I have to pack in multiple sunset at the lake visits per month. Really, it should be per week. I have no excuse. Like I could walk down and do that every day.
Right?
So that's the first one. Second one is a boat day. Like a boat day is just, it's a non-negotiable. You must have boat days.
Yes.
You should have more than one boat day. Okay, so boat day is non-negotiable.
Yes, I agree.
And then the third one has to be live music. Live music plus boat day plus sunset.
It's like the perfect summer day. I love that.
Okay, now tell me yours.
Okay, so my top 3, boat days for sure. I like to be on the water every weekend, every single weekend. Aqua Boom in Kingsland, because I like to watch parades. It's fun to take my daughter to watch parades, and the fireworks show is top tier. I think they're probably one of the best ones around. And then my final thing to do in the summer, I love to float the river too. I like to go down to San Marcos and float the river, and it's usually something I do every summer as a girls' trip. Though this year we're going to the beach, so we're changing it up. So I need to do a family float trip.
There you go. Float the river is a great one, and I'll be doing Aqua Boom at your suggestion this year.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's a good time.
I don't
Another
see
thing
why
I
not.
just remembered is Willie Nelson's picnic. His 4th of July picnic is actually in Austin this year.
Yes, and we love Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, he is an Austinite, and
He's like in his 90s now.
yes.
It's crazy.
I saw him perform in 2020 at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, like the day before it got closed for COVID, or 2
Oh
days before.
no!
or
I saw him
something.
one time at Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos. So it was really small. There was like maybe 150
Did
people
you say
there.
hi to him?
I
thought
don't
you meant
remember.
I thought you meant you like ran into.
Oh no! I saw him perform. That would have been pretty cool, though. I just ran into Willie Nelson randomly on the street.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, I think that's everything. I mean, that's probably not everything that there is to
Yeah.
offer, but the highlights of what we love
Yeah,
and what we
absolutely.
know. So tune in next time. We've got more great info to bring you and all the things. And of course, as usual, this is sponsored by LTX Home Builders, and they're a great builder. We have a lot of homes available. We have great interest rates to offer our buyers. And they're just really well-built, high-quality homes. And I think you'll really love them if you're in the market for a home.
Yep. So if you are looking to move to the area, please give us a call. And we'll put all of our information in the show notes.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.